All right, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Reyes Reflection Podcast. Per usual, some love to the partners. Mad Rabbit Tattoo Aftercare, Jocko Fuel. Use promo code Reyes Reflection at checkout for a discount for both of those. And, of course, Arave Cards. Get yourself started on your Pokemon card collection today by checking out their eBay and Facebook page to get yourself rolling on that. Now, as you could see, visual audience, you could tell that this is a slightly different episode. And the reason why is because it's Valentine's Day. As you could see with my pink, I'm repping Valentine's Day. For the people who know, I actually hate the holiday. The fact that I'm even talking about it shows you that I have some strong points about it, and I want to share these strong points as to why I hate the holiday. First things first, I'm not some cynical person that doesn't believe in love. I love love. If anything, I think it shows incredible strength to love someone. You know, it's hard to love a person after you've been hurt. Actually, I would argue that it's actually easier to hate than it is to love. Hating is easy. You know, I hate that without even paying mind to it. Love is difficult. It's hard to love someone when they wronged you. It's hard to forgive when someone has wronged you. It's hard to love when she fucked some other dude. It's hard to love when he hurt you and when he betrayed your trust. You all understand what I'm saying. It's hard to love. Now, why I hate the holidays, because I genuinely don't believe that you need one day to just focus on that person. For fuck's sake, isn't that what an anniversary is for? I'm just saying that. I'm just calling it what it is. And I genuinely believe that if you love them enough, you don't really have to have a select day where you go ahead and you promote this idea of love to them. So those are some of the reasons as to why I hate the holiday. It's not just that holiday. I hate St. Patrick's Day. I hate just holidays in which they just try to monetize people's love, appreciation, their value, things of that nature. So I want to talk a little bit about love in the sense of what my takes on love is, because I do get a lot of questions and a lot of DMs from people about love and my view on love and things like that. A lot of questions in my JG episode. Shout out JG. To start, let's talk about love for a second. So what is love? Love is a very complex thing, and I'm not going to get into the intricacies of what I think love is, because what I think love is might be different than what you think love is. For example, we just talked about it. For example, I might not think Valentine's Day is a big deal, but for others, they might think it's a big deal. So to them, that might be love. But to me, showing me love is we don't have to do anything big on Valentine's Day. We can be chill. We can be laid back. We can just eat dinner together, chill, vibe, that type of deal. But I want to talk about an important aspect about Valentine's Day and what kind of centers around it, and that's relationships. Relationships are very hard. It's hard and complex when you're dealing with another person's feelings, emotions, things of that nature, things that could bother them but don't bother you. It's hard. It's hard to balance that, especially when you're dealing with a partner. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because as adults, it's hard for us we get so caught up in our day-to-day life that it's hard for us to see the big picture at times because we're so focused on that day. You know, especially now that we're in a world where it's so fast, everything's fast. It's minute by minute, hour by hour. And we don't take time to sit back and smell the roses, no pun intended, for Valentine's Day. So the reason why I bring this up is because there are a lot of people that I know personally growing up that have been in, I guess you could say, toxic relationships. And toxic relationships are very challenging because we might be thinking that it's a great, loving relationship. However, we're missing big key aspects. We're missing things that are so blatant to everybody else, but to us, we're just blinded by the love. The reason why I bring this up is because I was using this analogy the other day. I was talking to a friend, and I think when you're in a relationship, it's like driving a car. I feel like we all have been in this whoever drives a car, if you don't drive a car, you might not know what I'm talking about. But for the people who have driven a car with a group of friends, how many of us have ever been like, whoa, did you see that? And the person driving the car will sit there and go, no, I didn't. And they're trying to turn around. They're trying to find it, but they can't see it. And you see it clearly. You're like, what do you mean? It's right there. It's clear as day. But they're so focused on what's ahead in a good way. When you're driving, it's good to focus on what's ahead. But I hope you can understand the analogy here. That you're forgetting or not seeing everything that's around you. You're forgetting simple things. And as we're on this kick of relationships and Valentine's Day and things of that, I think it's very, very important to actually have a relationship with yourself. So you have to genuinely be okay with yourself. And I know it's so cliche to sit there and say, fall in love with yourself. Do things that you love. Trust me, I get it. I'm big on that too. I do genuinely believe in those things. However, are you actually doing things that you genuinely love? For example, myself, I love going to the gym. I love it. I make it a big deal. It's something that is in my routine daily. I have to go. If I was with a person that told me I couldn't go to the gym 5-10 years ago, I probably would have been like, okay, baby, yeah, all right, whatever you say. I've gotten to the point where I love myself so much that I would literally say, fuck off then. If I'm with you and you're telling me I can't go, then goodbye. And that may seem harsh. That may seem, you may listen to this or hear this or view this and say, wow, that is very harsh to just tell someone to fuck off. Let me rephrase this for you so that way you can get a better picture or a better understanding rather than just the harsh, tell someone to fuck off. If you genuinely love something and somebody was mocking you, making you feel stupid, not letting you do it, would you sit there and allow it, or would you stand up for it? Would you stand up for your virtues? Would you stand up for the things that you believe in? I would argue that you would. If some person on the street, maybe you would. Maybe you wouldn't give them the time of day, and that's fine too. That's great strength as well. But I would argue that especially on the things that you believe in the most, that you would fight the hardest for it. I share that because I really think it's important to have these things. And it's not just for me. I'll go at it from the woman's side. I can only speak at it from my side, but I'll go at it from the woman's side. If your girlfriend or what have you told you, babe, I really like to go out with my sister every other Friday night. It's something that we like to do. And you told her as the dude, no, you're not allowed to do that. I would fully expect her to tell you to fuck off, go pound sand, go kick rocks. Maybe you don't say fuck off. Maybe that's just as harsh as I do it, but maybe you say it in a kind of way. Go pound sand, go kick rocks. Because that's something you genuinely believe in and that makes you happy, and that's going to make you continue to love yourself. Whether it be I get my hair done every month. Babe, I need to go get my hair done every month. Again, find things that you love. That's how you can love yourself. You have to put yourself out there, find things that you love, and don't let anybody take it away from you. Hold on to it. You wouldn't let anybody take away your dog. You wouldn't let anybody take away your kid. You wouldn't let anybody take away your partner. It's the same thing for yourself. It's the same exact thing. If you genuinely love yourself, it's the same exact thing. For the things that you believe in, that you stand up for your virtues, for your values, for your beliefs. Went down a little rabbit hole, but circling back to my point about the car analogy. When you're in that car, you're so focused on what's ahead that you don't see all the signs around you, all the signs that your friends are pointing out. You're only as strong as your team. I shared this one time, and a lot of people liked what I had to say about this. Even Jesus had 12 friends that he always hung around with. Jesus had 12 boys that he was always around with, challenging him mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You're only as strong as your team. You're only as strong as the people around you. You are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. If you're going to be around people that are going to bitch, whine, moan, complain all the time, all you're going to do is start to bitch, whine, moan, complain. This doesn't even have anything to do with just relationships. I'm talking about in general. If you're an individual and your 5 best friends are millionaires, you're going to be really pissed off being broke. You're going to be furious. You're going to sit there and go, how do I get there? Because everyone around you is a millionaire. You're going to want to push yourself. I bring that up because I want you to be able to push yourself. This is all about self-love here. This is all about you loving yourself more than you can love another person. You have to love yourself more than you can love another person. You have to. You have to. You have to. Now I'm going to bring up kind of a personal belief of mine. I do believe in God. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, that he is my Savior. The reason why I'm sharing this is because the ultimate love, not just about relationships within yourself, relationships with your partner, relationships with your kids, the ultimate love is from the man upstairs. This is what I believe personally. I believe God makes no mistakes. I believe he is the person who genuinely loves you, no matter what. Unconditional love. You can be in love, head over heels in love with some girl. You can be head over heels in love with some guy. But I assure you that you can do something that will eventually end that relationship. I would argue that point heavily. I'm not going to in this episode, but I would argue that point heavily. The reason why I share that is because I don't believe that you can do that to the man upstairs. I don't. And it's not just me saying that I believe it. He says it in his Bible. And he has that unconditional love for you, even if you don't believe that. That's just my personal belief. Now, on to the last point about relationships while I wrap up, because I just want this to be a small special. This could be an hour-long episode. I have loads of beliefs, but I want to be short and sweet, just like you should be on Valentine's Day. I'm just kidding. Completely jokes. All jokes aside. Now, back into the relationship aspect, okay? This is going to come across as harsh, but this is the ultimate thing that I can do because I love you, okay? I love everyone. I love you all. If you complain to me about how negative your relationship is, we fight and he swears at me and he knows I don't like to be sworn at, but he just always does. But he's just mad. That's just how he gets when he's mad. Or, she blocks my number because we got into a fight and that's just what she does. She blocks my number for the weekend and then comes back on Monday and everything's cool. The reason why I share this is because, fellas, ladies, if you are with a person who is consistently showing you who they are as a person, and you're complaining, crying, bitching how you don't like it, and you are still with this person, then I don't feel sorry for you. That doesn't mean I don't love you. Now, that doesn't mean I don't love you. Okay, people? The ultimate thing I believe I can do because I love you is to not care. If my car's all run down, if I'm driving a 1999 POS Honda Civic and with 300,000 miles, and I keep driving, and every 20 miles it stalls out, and it's consistently doing that, might be time for me to get a new car. I might love that car. I might always have love for that car. It might be something that I will never forget. But I have to be able to see the pattern. It's human nature. We are designed to see patterns. We are designed to see patterns and evade them. At one point, our ancestors went ahead and fought some saber-toothed tiger bare hand and unfortunately lost. So it took another person to see that pattern, and it probably happened a few times. But it took one person to see that pattern and say, you know what? I'm going to go against this pattern Let me go at him with a rock. Probably try to throw a couple rocks at it first. Probably stunned it. That didn't work. So what does he do? Sharpen the rock. Punctured it. Let me get in close combat and stab the saber-toothed tiger and puncture it. Then that didn't work. Probably got his arm ripped off or something like that. Probably bled out. So what did he do? Oh, no more close combat. Let me put it on a stick. Boom, boom. Tomahawk the saber-tooth. I share all this, and you understand. I could have gone on a little rant there. It was fun. It was fun to kind of, what's it called when you let your intrusive thoughts take over? That's what happened there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happened there. I share that because it took those patterns. And now we're not dealing with a saber-toothed tiger. In some cases, some ladies and gentlemen are dealing with someone way worse, unfortunately. It's kind of scary to think that humans can be, but that's because we have brains and we have feelings, we have emotions. If you are consistently doing that pattern, I don't feel bad for you. I have no sympathy for you. I have no empathy for you. And again, that may be harsh, but how can I sit there and you tell me, Nathanael, this person is doing this, even though I tell them to stop, they keep doing it. How can I feel sorry for you? I can't. I can't. It's a waste of my time. I'm sorry. It's a waste of my time. The friends who I'm around with understand that this is my thought process. Again, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I didn't want to be too long on this episode. So I just came on to give you some insight that I have personally from my life experience. Now, I want to end on a positive note. Okay, I don't want to just sit here and complain about how I don't like love and all this other stuff. As I wrap up here on this Valentine's Day episode, I just want to say love is one of the greatest virtues. I believe in love, but I also believe it starts from God. Then it has to be you loving yourself. Then you can love other relationships. Then you can foster those friendships, those relationships that you need to continue in this life. I don't believe we are meant to be alone. We are all in a community, in a tribe, and that's what I think we're intended to be, personally speaking. Again, these are all my beliefs. I hope that nobody is offended by any of them. This is what I personally believe about love. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. If you don't have a Valentine, that's okay. Love yourself. But more importantly, God loves you. As always, thank you to Mad Rabbit, Tattoo Aftercare, Jocko Fuel, and Arave Cards for helping this podcast be what it is. I love doing it for you all. I love you all. And as always, may you live, may you love, and may you thrive. I'm Oprah. As a dude, you get a car, you get a car, and you get a car. Maybe some of you will on Valentine's Day. All right. Love you all.